Good evening, I'm Maham Tawa with the news making headlines around the world. The Iraqi parliament elects Kurdish politician Fuad Massoum as president, succeeding Jalal Talabani. At least 15 people are killed and more than 200 injured when Israeli forces shelled a UN-run school used as a shelter in Gaza. Algeria's national airline says contact is lost with one of its planes flying from Burkina Faso. And a second plane carrying remains of victims from the Malaysian plane disaster depart for the Netherlands. In our first item, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of condolences to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, on the passing of the late Her Royal Highness Princess Jawahir Nasir bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of condolences to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Abdullah bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, on the passing of the late Her Royal Highness Princess Jawahir Nasir bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. And His Highness Sheikh Jabal Mubarak Al-Hamid Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, also sent a similar cable. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of condolences to His Excellency President Abdelaziz Bouteflika of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria on the victims of the Algerian airliner. His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of condolences to His Excellency President Abdelaziz Bouteflika of the People's Democratic Republic of Algeria on the victims of the Algerian airliner. And His Highness Sheikh Jabal Mubarak Al-Hamid Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, also sent a similar cable. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent cables of condolences to His Excellency President François Hollande of France and His Majesty King Philippe VI of the Kingdom of Spain on the French and Spanish victims of the Algerian airliner. His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent two cables of condolences to His Excellency President François Hollande of France and His Majesty King Philippe VI of the Kingdom of Spain on the French and Spanish victims of the Algerian airliner. His Highness Sheikh Jabal Mubarak Al-Hamid Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, also sent similar cables. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of congratulations to His Excellency President Fuad Massoum of the Republic of Iraq upon his election as president. His Highness wished him all the best of success and praised the good relations between the State of Kuwait and the Iraqi Republic, adding that he was looking forward towards further strengthening their cooperation to serve the best interest of their people. His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of congratulations to His Excellency President Fuad Massoum of the Republic of Iraq upon his election as president. His Highness wished President Massoum all the best of success and health and continual peace, stability and prosperity to the people of Iraq. And His Highness Sheikh Jabal Mubarak Al-Hamid Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, also sent a similar cable. His Highness the Emir Sheikh Sabah Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of congratulations to His Excellency President Joko Widodo of the Republic of Indonesia upon winning the presidential elections in that friendly country. His Highness wished him good health and development of the existing relations between the two countries. His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah sent a cable of congratulations to His Excellency President Joko Widodo of the Republic of Indonesia upon winning the presidential elections in that friendly country. And His Highness Sheikh Jabal Mubarak Al-Hamid Al-Sabah, the Prime Minister, also sent a similar cable. The First Deputy Premier and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sheikh Sabah Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, received a letter from the Minister of Foreign Affairs in the Tunisian Republic, Al-Menji Al-Hamidi, dealing with the bilateral relations and current political developments on the Arab and regional arenas. The message was delivered to the First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister by the Tunisian Ambassador to the State of Kuwait, Noureddin Al-Rai. The meeting was attended by the Director of the Arab World Department, Ambassador Abdelhamid Al-Faylakawi, and Deputy Director of the First Deputy Premier and Foreign Minister's Office, Ambassador Saleh Al-Loghani, and a number of senior officials at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Under the patronage of the Interior Undersecretary, Lieutenant General Sliman Fahd al-Fahd, a graduation ceremony was held at Saad al-Abdallah Academy for Security Sciences for a new batch of security men members of the 29th batch of police corporals and the 82nd batch of policemen, in addition to the 5th batch of Gulf policemen, whose number totaled 609 and 7. General Al-Fahd distributed certificates and commemorative shields to those who graduated with excellence. Speaking on this occasion, the Interior Undersecretary said, "This ceremony reflected the great attention of the Deputy Premier and Minister of Interior, Sheikh Mohammed Al-Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Subah, and the graduates of Saad al-Abdallah Academy and the Police School in particular. His Excellency, the Deputy Premier and Minister of Interior, issued earlier instructions to accept sons and daughters of Kuwaiti women who are married to Gulf citizens in the police corps in order to attract the largest number of Kuwaiti citizens and Gulf citizens descending from Kuwaiti mothers in the academy." General Fahd said the Minister of Interior always considers the police school in Saad al-Abdallah Academy as the strongest foundation of police corps in the country. The graduation ceremony was also attended by the Assistant Interior Undersecretary for Training and Education, Major General Sheikh Faisal Nawaf Al-Subah, Director General of Saad al-Abdallah Academy for Security Science, Major General Harun Al-Amar, and the rest of the directors and their deputies. An official tour of the new Ministry of Education building in South Sora confirmed that the construction is on par with the scheduled time. Minister of Public Works and Minister of Electricity and Water, Abdulaziz Ibrahim, and delegations toured the massive structure, praising the building's unique features that is near completion. Our reporter Badriya Salah has more on this story.
The new Ministry of Education headquarters building is located in Junub Sira government zone on the northwestern corner. Yesterday's tour confirmed that the building is on track to meet its 2015 March-April deadline and encompassed detailed explanation of its unique features, not limited to a state-of-the-art auditorium capable of seating up to 600 people, functioning as both a presentation space and venue for student activities.
Plus to that, there is a sunroof, which are sky sunroof, which is going to be similar to what we have in the Avenue Part 4 extension. Will be as a unique project regarding the project which MBW is executing, and we put a lot of effort in that project, and we wish that this project will be finished on time, as we said.
The new ministry's structure is split into two large buildings, one 9 floors high and the second will be 11 floors high. With its large dowel-like curves, the buildings tower over the Junub Sira houses and are very hard to miss. The contract costs around 76,900,000 KD. The project currently sits at about 64 to 65% complete. At the government zone in Junub Sira, this is Badriya Saleh reporting for the English News.
Kurdish politician Fuad Massoum was named the new Iraqi president today following a parliamentary vote. Massoum, 76, is one of the founders of current President Jalal Talabani's Patriotic Union of Kurdistan party. He is known for keeping good relations with all political parties in Iraq. The vote for president, a largely ceremonial post, was delayed for a day when the Kurdish bloc requested more time to select a candidate. The presidency is the second major government post to be filled after Salim al-Jabouri was elected as parliament speaker last week. 60 people died in Taji, north of Baghdad today after gunmen attacked a prisoner convoy, setting off a gun battle with troops. Officials said the ensuing battle left 52 prisoners and 8 soldiers dead, with another 8 soldiers and 7 prisoners wounded. The dawn attack began with militants firing mortar rounds on Iraqi army bases in Taji, some 20 kilometers north of the capital, where suspects were being held on terrorism charges. As the convoy traveled through a remote area nearby, roadside bombs went off and militants opened fire, and it was not immediately clear if the prisoners were killed by soldiers or militants. Israel continues its aggression against Gaza, this time in Khuzuz village, where tens are being killed and wounded. Meanwhile, Israeli army prevented the Red Cross rescue teams and journalists in reaching the area since declaring it as a closed military zone. More with Majd Al-Wahidi from Gaza.
In Gaza, scenes of war and destruction speak of a tragic reality. At Khuza, a village east of Khan Yunis in the southern Gaza Strip, bloodshed has become part of the graphic war. The bodies of dead people are scattered in the streets. This happened after Israeli forces showered hundreds of tank shells over the isolated area. Tens of children and women were reported killed as Israeli snipers set their positions on top of the buildings. Residents are not being allowed to leave, as the army has declared it a closed military zone. It also prevented ambulance crews and Red Cross rescue teams to transport the dead and wounded. But this is not the first time Israel has committed aggression against civilians. They committed a lot of bloodshed in Al-Shuja'iyya neighborhood just days ago. We left our homes with nothing. We even didn't take our clothes. We just wanted to escape with our children and keep them alive. The shelling was like a heavy rain on our heads. Now we are completely displaced. The statistics paint a grim picture. Every single airstrike or grand attack brings deaths, casualties and damages. Whole families have been killed and entire neighborhoods razed to rubble. Hospitals, clubs, residential buildings, mosques and churches have also been targeted. Traumatized children who survived the onslaught are struggling hard with mental health problems. However, Israel insists that it's only targeting Hamas and other resistance groups who continue to fire rockets into Israel. But the United Nations, along with the leading human rights organizations, say at least 80% of those killed are civilians. Many have termed the ongoing Israeli aggression as a war on children.
This is not only a shame. These are war crimes perpetrated in a very deliberate way by this Israeli belligerent occupation. They are using Air Force, tanks, gunboats, artillery, and drones in having these targets. These atrocities should have an end and should be imminently ceased.
The impact of Israel's war on Gaza has become a heartbreaking picture of the conflict. Everyone here has got a story of loss and suffering. What has been called an open-air prison is now a closed war zone, with people surrounded by deep sea on one side, a closed border on the other, and constant barrage of death and destruction in the middle. Majd Al-Wahidi, Kuwait TV, Gaza.
According to UN humanitarian chief Valerie Amos, a ceasefire between Gaza and Israel is absolutely vital. She said today that the conflict meant 44% of Gaza was a no-go area for Palestinians and residents were running out of food. While saying that there were more than 118,000 people seeking shelter at the UN-run schools in Gaza where living conditions were getting difficult, Amos said the priority was to protect civilians that are being caught up in the middle of the violence.
Unable to be used for education. Well, I think at the top of everybody's agenda is this issue of how do we protect civilians that are being caught up in the middle of this violence. The majority of those killed in Gaza are women, children, men who have nothing to do with the fighting. That is the major concern that we have, that children, so many children have been killed as a result of the violence in the last few days. It's a terrible, terrible situation.
An Algerian aviation official said an Air Algeria flight crashed today en route from Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso to Algiers with 110 passengers on board. There were very few indications of what might have happened to the aircraft or whether there were casualties, but Burkina Faso Transport Minister Jean-Bertin Ouedraogo said it asked to change route because of a storm in the area. Airline officials said almost half of the passengers were French citizens. 2 French fighter jets based in the region have been dispatched to try to locate the airliner along its probable route. Niger security sources said planes were flying over the border region with Mali to search for the flight. A second military aircraft carrying remains of victims from the Malaysian plane disaster departed for the Netherlands today from the airport in Kharkiv. All 298 people aboard Malaysia Airlines Flight 17, most of them Dutch citizens, were killed when the plane was downed on the 17th of July. Wreckage of the Boeing 777 fell on territory controlled by pro-Russian separatists, and U.S. officials say the plane was probably shot down by a missile, most likely by accident. However, Russia on Thursday rejected the accusations, as Deputy Defense Minister Anatoly Anatov said that the U.S. should bring forward evidence that Russia is involved in the incident. And in our final item tonight in local business news, Kuwait Stock Exchange closed today with the main indices ending trade in the green zone. The UAE index read 481.77, that's up 1.03 points. The price index was at the level of 7,130.89, that's up by 12.52 points. And the KSX 15 index was at 1,176.59, gaining 1.64 points. The number of trades reached 2,316 transactions, worth about 13 million Kuwaiti dinars, with around 97 million shares changing hands. For a chance to see our reports again, please visit our YouTube channel at MOI Kuwait News. Well, with that, we conclude our news bulletin. Thank you for joining us. Have a pleasant time. I'm Maham Tawa. Before we go, we remind you once again of our main top stories. Have a pleasant time and good night. The Iraqi parliament elects Kurdish politician Fuad Massoum as president, succeeding Jalal Talabani. At least 15 people are killed and more than 200 injured when Israeli forces shelled a UN-run school used as a shelter in Gaza. Algeria's national airline says contact is lost with one of its planes flying from Burkina Faso. And a second plane carrying remains of victims from the Malaysian plane disaster departs for the Netherlands.